Um, so last week we were looking at what the reading test is and the different aspects that we have to keep in mind when we read a text. But the thing is, on the day of the test, we don't read the entire text because we don't have that much time. To thoroughly read a text, I guess for one text you need at least half an hour to thoroughly read it, to understand every single part of the text. And to answer the question may take even more time, like 10-20 minutes more. But we don't have that much time in the exam. In the exam, we have three passages, we have 1 hour, and we have 40 questions. That means we don't get time to read the entire text thoroughly. The only thing is, we have to search for the answers. So each question type has its own technique of searching. This depends on how they create the question. Since IELTS is an old test, by the past questions, we know that the questions have a pattern to them, they have a format to them. And if we know the format for each question type, then we can find the answer quickly as well. But when I say finding the answer quickly, you have to understand the text. So there is no substitute for that. But when you understand the text, you don't have to read the entire text to find the answer. So for that, let's try with different question types. Today we will focus on fill in the blanks question, the techniques for fill in the blanks. Before we start, the first thing to understand is fill in the blanks itself comes in different forms. In questions, you will see there will be blanks, and in the blanks, you have to fit in words from the question. But not all of them are the same. So first, I want to show you the different types of fill in the blanks question. If you turn the pages in IELTS 13, look at page number 18. IELTS 13, page 18. On that page, you can see there's a table for fill in the blanks. Above the table, what does the instruction say? It says complete the table below. Do you see that? On the top, complete the table below. Okay, fill in the blanks question may come where the instruction is complete the table. But you will see in other questions, it doesn't say complete the table. So let me show you a different type. If you keep on turning the pages slowly and go to page number 23, just a couple of pages down, 23. On the bottom of the page, you will see fill in the blanks question there as well. On the bottom, it says responses to boredom. What does the instruction say? Complete the. So here it doesn't say complete the table. It says complete the summary. This is a very important distinction to make because they are not the same kinds of questions. Again, let's keep on turning. There are 4 types in total. If you keep on turning and reach page number 40, on page number 40, if you see the fill in the blanks question, it says complete the notes below. In the exam, you have to pay attention to these things. Just because you see a blank, don't start searching for the answer. For each kind of question, there is a special technique for that. So I'll tell you about that. But first, the 4 types. There is one more type, or 2 more types if you become exact. You keep on turning the pages and not that. Go to page number 84. It says complete the sentences below. All of them are completing something, but one is completing a table, the other is completing a summary, another is completing notes, and the last one was completing the sentences. And just one more, if you turn the page a couple of pages down to page 92, there also you will see fill in the blanks question on page 92, but here options are given. Do you see that? So it says complete the summary just like this one, but with options. With options. So these four are four different types of questions. First of all, for all of them, whatever the word in the blank is, you have to search for the word in the text. You cannot create your own words. You cannot change the word. Exactly as it is spelled in the text, copy that word directly into your answer. Don't change the word. That is the first thing. And they also give you a word count limit. It says write only one word, or two words only, or three words only, or not more than three words, or one word and or a number. It gives you instructions like those, and depending on that you have to select the answer. Just for an example, if it says one word only and the answer is let's say wooden breeze, just write breeze, don't write wooden, because the wooden word is just an adjective. The noun should be the answer, remember that. Now for these four question types, for the first and the second, the answers may not come serially in the text. Remember that. Answer may not come serially. May not come serially means when you search for the answers, it is not guaranteed that you will find number one first and number two second and number three third. It doesn't come in that order in the text. It may or it may not. Now many times it does come in order, but sometimes it doesn't come in order. But for this and this questions, the answers always come in an order. Means wherever you find number one answer, number two will be below that, number three will be further below that. It comes in that order for these two. So these two, the answers come in order. For these two, they may not come in order. So if they don't come in order, the way of searching is different than when it comes in order. But first let's focus on these questions where the answers come in a serial order. Just go back to page number 84. Look at that. Complete the sentences below. Questions 9 to 13. So what we should do for these questions? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For these questions, what happens is each question or most questions give you a keyword. A keyword means a proper name or a number. Remember that. A proper name or a number. A proper name means names of places or names of people which starts with the capital letter. So questions give you that, which is easy to search. Remember or think a word, a common word like the word table or the word house would be difficult to search in the text, because in this jumble of words, how to find that one word which is the answer. But a capital letter word may be easier to search. So names of people or names of places may be given in the question, or even better than names would be numbers. If you see a number in the question, you have to search using that number, like a date or any amount, things like these, because they are never paraphrased. Last time I told you about paraphrase, words may be changed, like the word house may be changed into home. So if the question has the word house, if you search for house, you might never find the word house. The change could be home or residence or dwelling, it may change in that way, but proper names never change. If the word is Nepali, they will not change into Gorkhali, they will never change that. It always comes in that same word or number. They never change numbers, which is best way to find the answer. And once you see that word in the question, you have to use that word as a hint to search in the text where the answer might be. Wherever you find that word or number, the answer is next to that. Second thing is, when you read the question, always predict what the answers might be. Think what might be the answer, predict an answer. Like, are you searching for a noun or a verb or an adjective or an adverb? Think about that, because once you have a basic idea of what the answer is, searching for it will be easy. And you search for the first one, number 9. Wherever you find number 9, Number 10 will be below that. Number 11 will be further below that. Sometimes what might happen is, let's say number 9 is difficult, you did not find it. Then if you find number 10, number 9 will be above that. It comes in that order. Sometimes you find number 9 and number 11 but don't find number 10. But if you find these two, then in between wherever those two answers were, the answer for number 10 would be there. So it helps you in that way. You can start searching from reverse. You can search for number 13 first and go upwards as well if you want to, because they always come in a serial order. So read one question at a time, look for keywords in the question, predict what the answer might be, and search for it. That is the technique for it. So look at that. Before we start searching, let's first look at the heading of the passage. What is the passage about? It says here, Cutty Sark, the fastest sailing ship of all time. You know a sailing ship? A ship may have engines as well. A ship may run on engines, but a sailing ship is run by the power of wind. You know sails, the big, you might have seen in clocks that ships have, the wind pushes it. That is what a sailing ship is. So the fastest sailing ship is Cutty Sark, and this is an essay on that. Let's look at the first number 9. Question number 9. You can see the date is also given in that question, which makes it easy for us to search. 84. After 1880, Cutty Sark carried something as its main cargo during its most successful time. Now let's think about it before we start searching. Cargo means goods. So this ship, Cutty Sark, carried what as a cargo? Now can you predict the answer? Some of you are not doing what I am trying to say. Let's do it slowly. The date is given 1880. Obviously, we have to search for the date in the text somewhere, and wherever we find the date, near that date must be what the answer is. But what are we searching for? We are searching for the cargo that the ship carried. What can a ship carry? Can you guess some words? Goods means cargo, but what kinds of goods? Like gold, maybe, which I doubt. I don't think you have a lot of gold to carry on a ship, but oil, maybe, fish, maybe, or other kinds of grains, maybe salt, whatever the ship carried. We are looking for a word like that. So let's in the text search for 1880. And another hint I want to give you is, you can see since this text has two sets of questions, true, false, not given questions, and the fill in the blanks question. If questions come in the beginning, the likelihood of the answer being in the beginning of the text is very high. If the questions come at the end, the answers should also come at the end. Not always, but most probably. The answers to these questions aren't in the beginning of the text. They must be in the later part of the text. So maybe on the next page, on this second page, if you search for it, 1880, do you see it? Okay. On this next page, second paragraph, if you see that, in 1880. Okay. Now, near that word, let's search for a word that is a cargo that a ship can carry. Violent ship, ultimately captain, incompetent, drunkard, new captain, turnaround, successful period. Transporting, do you see that? Second last line. Transporting wool. So wool must be the cargo that the ship carried. So number 9 must be wool. Now number 10's answer will come below this word wool. So let's see number 10 question first of all. As a captain and something, Woodgate was very skilled. So he had skills in various things. He was the captain and what else of the ship. So below the last answer, you can see in the next paragraph, first line, the ship's next captain, Richard Woodgate, was an excellent navigator. So he was very skilled in navigation as well. So as the captain and navigator must be number 10's answer. He was excellent at both. You see that? Okay. Now let's focus on number 11. One thing that I am noticing that you are not doing is, I was hoping we will all do it together. I'm not saying you do it and tell me what the answer is. Let's do it together. I want you to go through the thought processes as well. How to find for the answer. Look at questions number 9 to 13. Do you see fill in the blanks question there? Okay. Let's focus on question number 11 right now. Question number 11. Okay. Let me read the question first. I would recommend you forget what the answer might be. Just ignore it. If you really want to know the answer, it is at the back of the book. So who cares what the answer is? And we will not get this question in the exam. But if we know the technique, then the same technique will apply to that question in the exam. So it says here, Ferreira went to Falmouth. Now, without reading the text, who knows what that is? Ferreira must be a person's name or something. Went to Falmouth must be a place name, because went to must be a place name to repair the damage something has caused. So, what can cause damage? A flood can cause damage, a landslide can cause damage, an accident can cause damage. Whatever caused damage, to repair that damage, Ferreira went to Falmouth. The place name is Falmouth. So let's search in the text. From the third last or fourth last paragraph, did you see the word Falmouth? Okay, second last paragraph. Badly damaged in a gale in 1922, she was put into Falmouth Harbour in southwest England for repairs. So for repair, she means the ship. In English, ships are given a female pronoun. So she means the ship went to Falmouth, badly damaged in a gale. A gale means a storm that came in the sea, a marine storm. So gale. Now we found number 11. Number 12 will be below this answer. So it says here, between 1923 and 1954, Cutty Sark was used for. So why did they use the ship between this and this period? The thing is, you're not reading the complete sentence. The last paragraph, let me read the second sentence. When she was no longer required in 1954, means in 1954, she was transferred to dry dock. The question is before 1954, not in 1954. Look at the question. Between this and this means not in that year, before that year. Let's read the earlier sentence. Dowman used Cutty Sark as a training ship, and she continued this role after his death. So remember now again, think. Some of you are not thinking. In 1954, she was transferred to dry dock at Greenwich. Means in that year. Before that year, what happened? The earlier sentence tells us that she was used as a training ship. So number 12 must be for training. For training, number 12. And the last one, number 13. Cutty Sark has twice been damaged by something in the 21st century. So what damaged a ship? Maybe tsunami damaged the ship. Whatever damaged the ship. If you read the last sentence there, the ship suffered from fire in 2007 and again in 2014. So two times the ship suffered from fire. So must be number 13 is by fire. Fire damaged the ship. So that is what we are doing, searching for answers in that way. So I hope you realize that the answers, it may not be like just in this last 12 and 13. Didn't you see that both were in the same paragraph? That is not, there is no technique like that. It is not, it may not be true. Sometimes it may be, sometimes it may not be. So who knows? We are not searching the answers one by one in each paragraph. We are searching the answer depending on the words given in the question. So depending on the date, depending on the name, we search on that order. Not that once you find an answer in a paragraph, you stop reading the paragraph. The same paragraph may have other words as well. You have to search below that one word. What I mean by below the last answer, I mean below that word, after that word, not in the next paragraph. So remember that. Anyway, we did this. So I hope you got that. Now let's try the same technique with a different question. If you have any difficulty, ask me.